Let's now jump into Article 10 of the European Convention on Human Rights, your ticket to freedom of expression. Sounds fancy, I know, but let's break it down together. So imagine you're at a family dinner, your uncle starts talking politics, and you feel strongly about a very different point of view. Article 10 is what makes it legal for you to say, I respectfully disagree, without worrying about getting arrested, at least not by the government. It's the rule that says you can hold opinions, share ideas, and exchange beliefs freely, whether you're chatting in person, posting on TikTok, or writing a poem. So, what does freedom of expression cover? Article 10 isn't just about speaking your mind. It covers lots of different ways you can express yourself. So, speaking your thoughts out loud, whether popular or controversial, writing articles, books, blogs, or tweets, making art, music, films, or memes, sharing ideas on social media, in public or in private. This right even protects the media's role in reporting the news and sparking public debate. So when you watch the news or scroll through trending hashtags, well, that's Article 10 in action. Let's take a look at a case study, Handyside versus UK. So picture this. Someone publishes a book with ideas most people find offensive or shocking. Do they lose their right to freedom of expression? Well, no. In Handyside versus UK, the court said freedom of expression covers not just popular ideas, but even those that offend, shock, or disturb. So the offensive idea was in a book called The Little Red School Book. It talked openly about sex and encouraged young people to think for themselves, which upset a lot of people. But the court said even material that shocks or offends is protected by free speech. Why? Because a truly free society means letting people express themselves, even when their views challenge mainstream beliefs. Let's look at another case study. So imagine you're a journalist, you're reporting on a big court case. Should you be able to tell the public everything? In Sunday Times versus UK, the European Court decided that journalists play a vital role in informing people about matters of public interest. So here's what happened. The Sunday Times wanted to publish articles about the thalidomide tragedy. So this was a medicine given to pregnant women years ago that caused birth defects in thousands of children. The British courts stopped the paper from reporting on the ongoing legal cases, worried that it might influence the judges and hurt a fair trial. But the European Court said, yes, protecting justice is important, but so is keeping the public informed about a serious matter. So it's a balancing act. Freedom of expression is important, but so is fairness in court. Think of it as letting everyone join in the discussion, but making sure no one shouts over someone's right to answer a question. When can Article 10 be limited? Let's start with this. Freedom of expression isn't unlimited. The government can actually restrict it, but only in specific ways. So let's use an analogy. Imagine you're playing football. You can run, you can kick, you can score, but there are rules so nobody gets hurt. Well, that's the same with Article 10. So here are the 3 key rules for limiting freedom of expression. First of all, restrictions are only valid if prescribed by law. So any restriction must be written into law and easy to understand. No secret rules, no random bans. For example, hate speech laws are clear, they're public. But banning someone for just having an opinion without a legal basis, well, that isn't allowed. The next restriction is if it protects important interests. So the government can only interfere to protect things like national security, public safety, health, morals, or the rights of others. For example, stopping someone from encouraging violence, well, that's legitimate, but preventing a peaceful protest probably isn't. And the final restriction is it's necessary and proportionate. So even if there's a law and a good reason, the government must show that the restriction is really needed and that it isn't too harsh. Like blocking an article that puts someone in danger is okay, but banning all criticisms of leaders, well, that's not. Imagine someone posts a video online that could cause panic or harm. Well, the government might take it down for public safety. But if someone criticises a politician, well, I mean, that's just part of democracy. Another case study, Lingens versus Austria. The court said criticising politicians is a protected part of free speech. They have to accept more criticism than the rest of us. I mean, they put themselves out there after all. But there are limits. You cannot cross into hate speech and you cannot cross into threats. So calling a politician ineffective, well, that's fine, that's acceptable. But inciting violence, obviously not. That's not protected. So let's finish with a conclusion. Why does Article 10 matter? Well, because it lets us debate, challenge, create, and connect. It keeps society open and vibrant, even if that means hearing things we don't like. But just like any privilege, it comes with responsibilities and boundaries. So next time you speak up, or if you share a meme or you write an essay, just remember you are living Article 10. And I'll just leave that there. You can take a closer look at this quick recap here, and that will hopefully provide you with a good basis for your revision.